Mia was alone at home, curled up on her couch, binge-watching her favorite show. It was past midnight, and the house was quiet, just the way she liked it. The wind outside howled softly, and the occasional creak of the old house settled into the background. But then she heard it. Knock, knock, knock. She froze. The sound came from the front door. It was faint, but in the silence of the night, it was unmistakable. Mia paused the show and sat up, her heart pounding in her chest. Who could be at her door at this hour? She glanced at her phone. No messages, no calls. Slowly, she stood and crept toward the door, peeking through the peephole. No one was there. She opened the door a crack, the wind sending a shiver down her spine as it whooshed past her. She looked out onto the empty porch and down the quiet, dark street. Nothing. Shaking her head, she locked the door and returned to the couch, telling herself it was just the wind. As soon as she sat down, knock, knock, knock. This time, it was louder, more urgent. Mia's stomach dropped. She rushed back to the door, her heart racing. Again, she looked through the peephole. The porch was empty. She opened the door fully, scanning the front yard. Still, no one was there. Unease crept over her. She closed the door and locked it tightly, flicking on all the lights in the living room. As she stood by the door, her phone buzzed in her hand. She glanced down at it. A text message from an unknown number. Let me in. Mia's blood turned to ice. Her fingers shook as she stared at the message. How did they know? Who was outside? She didn't respond, but backed away from the door. Suddenly, there was another sound. Tap, tap, tap. This time, it wasn't coming from the front door. Mia turned, dread filling her chest. The sound was coming from the window right behind her. With trembling hands, she slowly turned to look. There, on the other side of the glass, was a face, pale, expressionless, with hollow eyes staring right at her. The figure grinned and mouthed the words, "I'm already inside."